Shuluklu.
Oh, Shuklu. We are here, as you can probably see, we're not live today, but we're kind of doing a little bit of some work on the continent and some world building in document.
For people who aren't watching this as it's released, and also because we're going to try and release something on the 20th of the month. Right now, in the Langtime Studio universe, everyone is doing Jesse's Conlang year, organized by Jesse Peterson. And it means that everyone's been thinking about the environments the Conlang speakers are in. And what that's brought up as we try and get Kongwa fleshed out to a similar, if not higher level than Yaatlaw, is we need to be thinking a bit more about the details of who these people are and where they live. I'm going to be working on some ideas for island names. The Kongwa archipelago, we started off thinking it was going to be like 3 islands. And then we've looked at the size of the distances and the kind of geography to get there. And we're going to have a lot more islands. And we'll have a lot of names for them. So I'm going to be working on that. And I can show you the document at the end.
But if you have noticed, there is 2 of me. And now I bet you're wondering why that is. And it is because if we go to where I need to go, nope, not that. If we go to here, yeah, that's better. Oh, gosh. We have our map. Yeah, so I'm going to be kind of drawing this out, kind of digitizing everything so we can kind of have a better idea. So as you can tell, this is a notebook. Of course, I'm just vibing with my iPad and we're digitizing and making Jake's lovely continent that they drew into a more permanent, distributable thing.
Yes. And also something that's not quite my handwriting leaves a little to be desired.
Don't even worry about it. Mine is not. I have pharmacist handwriting, as many on the LTS verse have probably. Yeah, I've been right for it. I understand. That's okay. But yeah, we're just gonna kind of just vibe and chill and maybe have some lo-fi beats for you to kind of listen to in the form of our voices.
Lo-fi beats to chill/Conlang with. Yeah, it seems more like parallel play than like a normal podcast.
Which is, hey, I mean, 6 a dozen.
Exactly.
But yeah,
okay.
So in the realm of me, I've been just down the Conlang rabbit hole as of late, partly because it's as beholden to a class on teaching conlangs on how teaching high schoolers how to make some conlangs.
You got there in the end.
You know, we got there in the end, and that's what matters. But I'm excited. So I've just been spending my days kind of just like harnessing the craft, I guess.
And yeah, for people who are interested in, we don't need to explain what the Conlang year is that much more, I don't think, for the people who are actually going to bother listening to this.
I agree, but for those, you got this? Ooh.
Got what?
Okay, so for those of you who do want to follow along in case the Conlang year is new to you, I encourage you to go to Quoth, that's terrible, Quotha, the letter, and linguist, quothalinguist.com. It's all there for your taking. You're about 10 days behind. You got it.
Well, 10 days now. You have 20 days to catch up on a point of release.
True.
Unless we shift and just release this today and say we're going to release things on the 10th.
Meh.
We clearly professionals here.
We have been doing this for years. We are videographers. We are audiologists. We have the degrees to prove it.
Yeah. Finally, something that a degree in Spanish and Asian studies is useful for podcasting.
Yes. I think any degree is useful for podcasting. I think if you have a voice and a story to tell, you can podcast. It's true.
Okay. So, for those who are interested in what I'm doing, I have been annoying Miles with stuff about island names for a couple of days now. There's some interesting details that are specific to islands. So one thing is that they usually have interactions with larger populations on a mainland, because islands, by their nature as bounded entities, they become overpopulated relatively quickly, which forces people to move back. And so we can kind of think about these islands relative to the Yaatlaw homeland, which is, if we look at the map, right about around where I think Miles is drawing now, you can see a lake in the middle of the continent. This inland sea, not quite sure whether it's going to end up closer to like a cold weather endorheic basin like the Okavango Delta, or probably more like the Caspian Sea.
That looks great. Look at that.
Yeah, and she's nice and thick now.
Yeah, well done.
We just need to make sure that we move the mountains as well. So these mountains should, in theory, go. We've got like 3 subcontinents. Their size is about the same as Africa. This wasn't entirely intentional. It just sort of happened like this. These the Brown Mountains are older, so they came out. Essentially, we've got 2 stages: one where the supercontinent split apart, and one where it came back together again. But rather than meeting on the other side of the planet, it's basically one of these systems where they have a subduction zone that forms back where everything began before they get all the way around. It would be, imagine if the Mid-Atlantic Ridge suddenly kind of reversed direction, and like Africa and America and Europe all start smushing into each other again. It's that situation. Rather than having everything move away from the center of the Atlantic out towards the Pacific, if that makes sense. But on a smaller scale than a whole world. So we might have to imagine another continent or 2 just to...
Probably so. It's a little bit larger.
Can you imagine the winds otherwise? They would be so fast.
I could not handle it. But speaking of fast winds, did you know that the world cruise is now going through the Drake Passage very shortly?
Oh, I am aware actually.
Yes. What is your
the Iguazu Falls visit was not part of the package because it's not one of the 7 wonders, and so people paid extra.
Wow. Sorry, Iguazu Falls, you just got shunted.
Yeah, you're not did Christ the Redeemer did make it in, I think.
Oh, it definitely did. I watched this like travel vlog. They have like maybe like 14 subscribers. Bless their little hearts. They're adorable. And like they just like went to like the Christ Redeemer and they're just vibing. But I also learned that there are just tons of monkeys everywhere. Like just vibing, trying to catch your stuff. And I'm like, apps, nope, not on my watch.
Oh my god, we could make a monkey island. Wait, do they have monkeys? Have we got we have macaques.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm just gonna see how this looks. Oh, not what I wanted to do.
So at the moment I've split things into big islands and small islands. The ones that are named after kinds of thing seem to be like smaller, because like you can't really imagine like an island the size of think of the UK. If you named it after deers, for example, it wouldn't make sense everywhere, because if you show up in some parts of the country, you're not going to get any deer.
Yeah, it's like the pig island, like in the Bahamas. Like it's the island with pigs. I know immediately which one it is.
Or like Snake Island, or and we, in terms of the kind of scale of things, we settled on something similar to the Antilles, which is like this island chain that includes Cuba, Hispaniola, so like the island that the Dominican Republic and Haiti make up, Puerto Rico, and then all of the other islands as well. And so some of these are going to be tiny little islands, and others are going to be kind of big chunky islands, which might have maybe one language. Well, at the moment we're thinking we're not going to worry about languages other than Kongwa in these islands, but we could think about like dialectal differences, for example.
So like we have these three, and they're going to be the three largest. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get this back to 100, and I'm going to put our grid in. And why I'm doing this is because let's have like a legend, so we know kind of like, let's say, let's add a little bit over here, and I like to zoom in and kind of let's do 100 points.
So one thing to note is that we don't have a proto root for island. The word in Kongwa is Yengwa, which is it's basically from a compound that means land of the bay.
Okay.
Like so probably we'll end up using this idea of land and I guess shore and things, but we can kind of just play with some ideas.
Yeah.
So macaque is Tlitlu.
What? Tlitlu is cactus?
Macaque.
Oh, macaque is Tlitlu. Like it. Go like that. Oh gosh. So So you said this is outside of Africa, right?
Mm.
So this is gonna be a dumb question. Like how long would like this be?
Okay, we have worked this out. So if I am remembering correctly, I think if I just search Africa, it will come up.
It would. Oh, another line.
Yeah. 5,700 kilometers top to bottom.
5,700
kilometers, yeah. Because in this house we use metric.
So say that number one more time for me.
Oh, that's yeah. 5,700.
Okay. So from here to here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And that is 5,700 kilometers. I'm just making a note of this. 5,700 kilometers. Nice. And just to check, let's say 10 for easy cases. So we have. Did you think I would be doing math? I didn't. So we have 10 points to 5,700 kilometers. 100 points. Going to be, X kilometers here. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a proportion. Look at that. We're going to divide this by 10. Oh, I needed this. And you want to save me the embarrassment of long division?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll get my calculator out. So it's 56.43.
56.43. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's call it 36 and a half. Then we will scroll down to 100. Nice. We're going to put this in a spot next to the islands. So we have an idea. And this is I want to use the pencil tool because I liked how it looks.
Oh, there's one small thing.
Oh, proceed.
I'll show the camera. So, okay, I should turn off my blurred background or something. But anyway, basically, one thing that I did a lot of weird shit to try and work out what's going on here.
Commendations,
including this. I don't think that it's going to show up properly.
There it goes. Look at that.
We can put pictures up on Discords if people want them.
Oh, well, speaking of, before you do say that, we now have a Discord that you can join through Patreon. That is true.
And by becoming our patron, you basically give us the money that we need to be able to pay for basically the stuff that we need just to be able to record this.
Yes.
It's not like we're rolling in it or anything. But yeah, your support would mean a lot for us. It means that we can more easily keep on doing this, which we enjoy. And it's been really nice over Luxembourg to feel the joy from everyone else as well.
Yeah, it was a vibe. We enjoyed it. The vibe is why we're here today, giving you more content.
I was worried you were going to spontaneously rap.
What?
it was giving Mamaroo, come on, have me the crown.
Yes. I don't know why. I don't know why, but I have been obsessed. So I have been loving Drag Race Brazil.
Oh.
So I haven't finished it. I think there's like 6 people left.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely have my favorites. I definitely want certain people to win, and certain people are deserving of winning.
Mm.
So for those at home who are watching, A, don't spoil it, and B, I am Team Miranda LeBron, and I'm gonna put amazing. Yes.
Yeah, I haven't actually started it yet.
Ooh.
But I will consider jumping on that train.
Yes. So my 2 favorites are Miranda LeBron and Bettina Polaroidi.
Mm.
And it warmed my heart. So I have this at 300 scale. So I'm going to take a screenshot of that. If I did so, did I do it? No, I would have known. Nice. Look at that. And we're going to put this to the side. I'm going to debroadcast myself so you don't have to look into my invasive pictures. And then go from there. I know some people out there are creeps. You know what they're going to do? They're going to try and find my IP address through my iPad somehow. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they will.
Everyone wants to be us.
And
that's the reality.
Listen, my car got broken into yesterday. So
oh my god.
I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
What is happening with Conlangers having their cars broken into?
Oh my god.
Our language is so valuable and we just aren't aware of it.
So fully on me, my driver's side door lock hasn't been working, so I just left it unlocked. So it's not
oh.
So it's I was asking for it just to be robbed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
No, I do hope that you're all right soon.
I will survive. But they did steal my aux cord, so I had to get a whole nother aux cord, and I'm not the one.
Yeah, that's not it.
No. So I am able to once again share my screen. Let's see if I can do this more sleekly and just have it be oh no. Screw my home screen. My home screen just wants to not today. There we go.
Oh, look. I got a glimpse of myself. And I can still see myself.
Yeah. Go away.
You couldn't let me. It's my moment.
Go.
Let me have my moment.
So I'm going to maybe make this a little bit bigger. Oh, no, not what I want to make bigger. I want to make the image. Oh, I can do this. This image a little bit bigger. You can center really in on. Actually, I'm going to do that. Help. I want to lock the image in place so it doesn't do anything stupid to me. And this is 100%. So what we're basically saying here is that this island would be our biggest, and it would be about this is going to be maybe 29 kilometers, and this is our 56.5.
Okay.
Cool. So that's gonna be a big boy.
The biggest of boys.
The biggest of boys. So let me think how I want to do this then. Because this is 100%. This was at 30. Oh. I see what I have to do here. Okay. I see what I have to do here. I have to translate this into like big, like, oh gosh. Okay. So welcome to Let's Have a Proportion, where we are looking
Proportionizing.
We are proportionizing our content.
We are proportionizing.
We are literally proportionizing. Oh my days. So I'm going to really I want to get really down and dirty and measure this guy good. Okay. Can I get this down like right here?
I'm not liking a lot of these forms, if I'm being honest with you. I'm thinking about the biggest islands, and I was like, the long land or the big land, but it's coming out like Enyoye and Daye.
Yeah.
Which isn't the vibe, if we're being honest. This isn't what we came here for.
Let me. So I like this is in Kongwa, so I'm gonna pull it up on my end, so I can see what's going on.
Let me up the forms in. Enyoye and Daye. Also, it could also go the other way if we make it like a noun phrase rather than a shortening. But it's.
I think. Go ahead.
Like, I think it's gonna get a bit. Yeah, it would end up Yeda or Yenenyo.
Yeva, I do like.
Yeda.
Yeta. I think like the big old kahuna, no pun intended, like the Hawaiian island, like Hawaii, the big island of Hawaii is called Hawaii. So I mean, why not like have like Yeta be the big island, and then kind of just have everything be, I don't know, Yeta's something of blah blah blah. Or
the big island of something.
Yeah.
Let's have a look into the world building that we've been doing.
Ba, 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 ba. Do, 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 do.
So, one thing is that we're probably going to expect to have a couple of. We don't need to make our islands exactly the same as the Antilles by any means.
Oh no, yeah.
I would check that the island that I have like actually drawn isn't hugely different in size to to what we want, because otherwise it's going to get annoying quite fast. What we would say is that like these biggest islands are going to have the biggest mountains as well, right?
Oh, absolutely, they will.
So maybe we want the island of the land with the big mountain.
Ooh, big rock mountain, a big rock island.
Although these in theory, they're going to be smaller mountains than what they're used to in their homeland, because if you look at the map, the biggest mountains are the newer ones because they've got less time to erode. And so these islands, like essentially what happened in Jamaica is that sedimentary stuff built up over the top of what used to be a mid-Atlantic, not a mid-Atlantic ridge, but like an ocean trench. And so like the rocks are actually more like limestone and stuff than like volcanic rock.
Okay.
We could get like Yabada.
Ooh, Yabada.
Yabadi.
Yabadi.
I mean, if we now have this like I suffix, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if it was like the mountains of bigness, it would be Yabade.
Yabade?
Yeah, Yabade.
Yabade. I like Yabade.
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 I don't just like Yabade, I also like Yabade.
Yabba hoo hoo.
I mean, body, body, body.
Oi, oi.
Bode, it doesn't work without the rounded vowel.
Let me see. There's 300.
Why did she do that? And other questions. Anyway. Yeah. There's Yabade. It's like island of bigness mountain. But to be honest, like that's how these toponyms end up working, right?
Yeah.
It's like a phrase that ends up being used so much that you forget where the origin comes from.
Yeah. Oh, nope, not what wait. Oh. Well, didn't that work out nice and convenient? I thought I did this wrong. This is exactly 200 in this direction. God, love that. Love that for us. Queen Slay Hunty. Boots your house down, mama. Ma. Oh.
Anyone who didn't know us would think we were performing.
Oh my god! Like I'm just like, oh, I think it's like a nasalized like click, and now I'm just trying out like plain versus nasalized like alveolar clicks. Like, nah. There, come on, Batlang sound resources. I showed somebody the inventory of a Khoisan language. Like I want to try and pronounce it accurately, but Lord knows I'm going to probably do something vulgar in it because I can't do all the clicks and the nats. Like it's so,
the one that's like is it
all? Yeah.
I think you can also just call it ta.
Oh, that is also true. I just can call it ta. So I have outlined, if you can see the home. So I'm making this now. We can get a lot more detail because as you can see, you can't see like a little heart. This is actual kind of scale. So we'll be able to get a little more detail in kind of how our continent looks. So that 400, I can kind of usually draw in at 300. Let's see how detailed we're going to get for this main one. Oh my gosh, heck yeah. So this is kind of will fit on the one screen. It will not. That's okay. For the most part. Oh, look at that. Watch this. It's on one screen. Nice. So this is how big the island scale is going to look. And we're going to get a lot of detail in this, which I'm vibing with. And I'm going to do a little disorienting flop. Nice. Sorry about that. But yeah. Nice. Overall.
Ah, wonderful.
I'm just
going to check where the name of Cuba comes from. And we get the classic line, its exact derivation is unknown.
heck yes. Go ahead.
It seems like a lot of these place names in this area, they express something about what is abundant. Hashtag House of Abundance. Which we do have a word for, at least in Yaatlaw. But I derived it, which means and let's see how this works in Kongwa. If we like it, it can stay, and if we don't, it can be derived a different way. Which is one of the things that I think has been quite fun about all of this.
I agree. And I think it's kind of like helping us increase our Yaatlaw lexicon as well.
Because oh, that's not proto. Anyway, yeah, like Yaatlaw, when we are trying to derive stuff in Kongwa, sometimes we'll need words that we don't have yet in Yaatlaw, and we can often make them a lot smaller but still distinct in Yaatlaw. So we have lots of interesting new words that directly like they'll be different by a tone, for example, and it will come up completely differently in Kongwa. Okay.
Which is always nice because it shows that we have like it's related, but it's that little tweak that just makes it, I don't know, just cool.
Yeah, it kind of gives you this. I think when you're doing a language and you only have one descendant, I think that it can feel hard to part from the forms that you have. Like looking at the Yaatlaw lexicon, a lot of words are just directly derived, whereas in Kongwa it's almost the opposite, where I think most things are compounds and derivations, whereas it's very different in Kongwa. In Yaatlaw, I mean.
Yeah. Whoa. Oh, you can't see it at home. I'm just vibing. Like,
okay, it would be henu henu. It would be to use the in Yaatlaw, the reduplication of to bulge becomes to have a lot of. But one of the things that makes it work is that the vowels it becomes ebumo, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, ebu upu. because of the schwa assimilates in the second environment, but not the first. But in Kongwa, henu henu isn't bad.
Henu henu isn't bad.
It's just not going to. I mean, to be honest, I should have known that a 4-syllable word in Yaatlaw wasn't going to work out well in Kongwa.
Yeah, that thing is just going to expand more and more, especially if it has like a nasal. It's going to just. Oh my god. Oh no, not what I want at all. Oh, actually, do you want this?
Although henu henu as a name in itself wouldn't be that bad for a big island.
I don't think so either. I think that's very solidifying, especially with duplication. I think that could kind of like make it be like the biggest.
And then one thing is going to be that over time, the Kongwa speakers and the Yaatlaw speakers, they're gonna, when the Yaatlaw speakers come to visit, how are they gonna say henu? It's gonna end up being like Ainu. I think they may end up having to get their H's back, which will be an interesting process for sure. Yoshima doesn't have H either.
Do we have there? I don't think there's. Oh, okay. That was bang up awesome. How it just like did that. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh crap! I just realized I just did something wrong. Oh well, that's okay. Actually no, I'm okay. I'm good. Because I'm gonna look here because I'm trying to remember the closest thing that we have to like an H in the modern language of like either of them.
We don't.
Like, wait, yeah, we do. Oh,
but if you think about like this happens with Spanish and French, right? So
yeah,
they want to go to Hawaii, and a Spanish person maybe will say like Hawaii.
Yeah.
But in French, there isn't like a yeah. There's not like something that's as close. And so it may well be that it ends up like when they're like, oh, Hawaii. Where they have to like do the voice, like in Spanish it gets called en voz inglesa.
Aww.
Where they're like,
Leslie Jones. Like I know that this is like I'm just like making it like Babble Spanish, which kind of sound like Babble Japanese a little bit, but that's okay. But like I love when like the Telemundo like newscasters would just like speak English, just like off the cuff. But like I know what you like, kind of like putting on the accent. I guess I need that line.
Yeah. I guess we could probably write it with the same letter as the glottal stop, but they would have to know like, oh, when the word is from Kongwa, you say it like a H.
Ooh, diacritic. We need a I want. Can you spirentize the glottal stop?
But yes, to an H.
Yeah. 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 I mean, that's what's gonna be like what's our word for like breath or like air?
I'll check.
Yeah. Oh, well, it would come from Yaatlaw anyway.
Well, no, because one thing we have to think is that the most likely people who are settling. Actually, no, the Kongwa sound changes do occur slightly after the very beginning, don't they? If we look at them, like a lot of the stuff at the beginning, with the sound, yeah, we have the contraction is kind of different, isn't it? Yeah, but that's not quite the same.
I can't get.
Yeah, like it diverges fairly soon. I think.
There we go. Okay.
Mm.
I will get rid of that line later. That will be easy boots. Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one trying to think about like what it means for the languages. But yeah, like it's more like the relationship of, I guess, like Italian and Portuguese.
Yeah. I started a little bit.
Portuguese, if you speak one, you can understand the other, but I don't think a Yaatlaw and Kongwa speaker would necessarily be able to to work out what happened.
I don't think. 200.
There's so many words that we have that I'm just like, oh yeah, I remember making this one.
Yeah. For better or for worse, it's 115.
You remember, like, we had the situation where duck and goose ended up merging in Yoshima.
I do remember that. Ugh.
That was just a small taste of what would come afterwards.
That I love it to death because it has a really nice like 6 vowel system that vibes with me, and it's a good time. I need X.
We don't have a word for breathe or breath, as far as I can tell.
Ooh. Or like, because like what I was thinking is that maybe that could be kind of like the diacritic over that glottal stop glyphs whenever it occurs that could make it that H. But also H makes a high tone.
I don't think so. Oh wait, does it?
I thought it did.
Oh, it does, because it's already become a glottal stop at that point, I think.
And I think at that point the other one got lost.
It's about the voicing, isn't it? So it's unvoiced, so it's high.
115. This guy.
We are coming up to time.
We are pretty cut out of time. I'm gonna write this one little note down so I see that. I'm gonna round that to 3/4. So I think to round it out, we have created, and I will put this back somehow, some way. This is the island of Henu Henu.
Yeah, Henu?
Henu Henu?
Yeah, Henu Henu.
Henu Henu. Look at that. And I think that's a bang up map.
And we can put a name. So here is the one that looks like a house, if you remember it.
This one here?
I can't see it yet.
The middle one, sorry.
No, I meant the glyph.
Oh my
you
gosh.
can just write it in Latin script.
I'll write in
yeah,
Latin and then we'll retcon it. Well, not retcon it. We'll do it in post.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
No, yeah, we have our island.
We have our island. It is good. So just to round it out, make sure you hit that subscribe and like button, push that bell for all them notifications. But also, join us on Patreon. Let's have a booba. Join the Discord. It's going to be a good old-fashioned time. Bye, everybody.
Do we have bye? We probably have it in Yaatlaw.
We probably have it in Yaatlaw.
We have thank you. Chintlui.
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 Chintlui.